Oh, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today I'm going to do a video on something I'm going to call military industrial complex or alien industrial complex. So, in life, it is sometimes takes a very long time to formulate conclusions on subjects like UFOs and non-human entities. These involved these things involve non-human and nonlinear thought, which may always be beyond human comprehension. The only chance to understand these may be to communicate with an in between. And this in between, of course, I will call hybrid. The only chance to understand them is using this hybrid in a certain way. And I do believe hybrids do exist. I do believe they were made, created, is a go between humans and non-humans. Okay? Assuming for a minute they do exist, and I do believe they do exist, um, hybrids' life in a human society is not a happy place. They cannot emotionally compete with humans. Okay? It is only the only one thing that humans can do better than the hybrids is because of their emotions. Humans have a lot of emotions, hybrids do not. They have much less emotions. Of course, our emotions get us into trouble, but they also separate us uniquely from the hybrids. If you pay attention, if you pay attention, okay, you will see hybrids in your daily life. I mean, I have throughout the years, I have seen or still continue to see hybrids probably once a week in grocery stores, in restaurants, and I've written about this before. You have to just know what you're kind of looking for and you have to pay attention. And it's probably more paying attention because they don't act like humans. They do things differently. And I've read about this. I've not only read about this, but I also did videos on this, written about it. And if you want to check those out to get some more details on that, please go ahead. So again, once or twice a week, I've seen hybrids. So you got to pay attention. It's really all about paying attention. So where does a person see a greater number of hybrids? Um, and this I believe is in and around our national labs, military installations, and companies that are part of the military industrial complex. Okay, I did work for several military industrial complex aerospace companies, and I did see my share of hybrids in and around those facilities. Okay. And one of the reasons I believe, now this I don't know for absolute fact, this is my speculation. They're around these complexes because not only do their superior knowledge contribute to maybe developing good things and bad things that can be used for or against humans. So, but the other thing is these hybrids can be watched. They can watch these hybrids because they got them working in an environment where basically the humans are are controlling them or watching them at the very least. Okay. So hybrids and their handlers have a major ability and knowledge of mind control techniques. Okay. That makes the human minds, because the human mind is a very supple uh, kind of I guess, a lump of moist clay that can be molded or modeled into uh, whatever the handlers or whatever the military industrial complex wants them to be. And this was stated in a book one of my friends wrote. His name was Hank Warbitz. I've mentioned it before. I think I actually mentioned it in one of the videos, one of the previous video. And it's a pretty decent book, and he's got some pretty good facts, incredible facts to back what he's saying up. So Hank goes on to say that the manipulation of the mind through the use of thiopental sodium, also called, truth serum, combined with hypnosis, could rip a a psychic mind into 1,000 pieces and reshape it to any form the intelligent community wants. So basically, what he's saying is you can go ahead and put people under hypnosis, put you know truth serum in their minds, and basically make them whatever you want that person to be. Okay. And many times people have said that's sort of how the Manchurian Candidate type individuals are made. They split their personalities, they use pieces of their personality, and then they're able to send them out to do bad deeds. Okay. And I believe that to be true. I really, really, really do. So, anyways, and he feels that they've done this type of thing in the past, using or with the assistance of hybrids, and he believes that they will do that again in the future. So there's a little bit of, as I call it, a kicker. After I personally had interviewed thousands of individuals, and many of them are probably hybrids. Some of them were hybrids, I believe, and many of them are abductees and contactees. Many of these people that I did interview were either from military lab type environments, or at the very least, their parents were. Okay. And of course, a lot of the interviews I did, many of them were uh, in the Albuquerque area. And of course, there's plenty of national labs and Air Force Base and underground facilities in New Mexico. And other ones that I did were out in the east, in the Atlanta area, which also has some labs there. And I also did some when I was doing some work. I also did some in Texas, some interviews in Texas. And I'm from Wisconsin, and I did some interviews up in Wisconsin before I left there many years ago. So, of course, not all abductees are abductions or abductees are coming from a military type background, but there seemed to be a real pattern that I noticed over the many years I've been doing this. The real game may come down to the fact that the military industrial complex, and this is really important, is maybe really the alien industrial complex. And our military and related industries are just pawns in this high stakes chess game, which humans will not be able to win. So, with all that said, with all that sad stuff said, until we meet again, we'll see you. Bye bye.